Parents, we all want the best for our kids. We want them to live lives of abundance, freedom, and purpose. But here's the thing: the tools to help them break free from limiting beliefs, poverty, or the middle class mindset are just not taught in schools. I am a school teacher. I know and I see it. So, as parents, these mindset shifts must come from us. So today I'm going to share some actionable steps that you can take to instill the mindset, habits, and knowledge your child needs to think like the rich, act like the rich, and become incredible contributors to society. Let's pave the way for generational success. The mindset shift, guys. Let's start thinking like the rich. We should start with Think and Grow Rich strategies. Now, this is a book that I read 5, 6, maybe even 7 years ago at this point, and it changed the way I think, and hopefully it can help you change and help your children change the way they think. In the book Think and Grow Rich, they talk about definiteness of purpose, and it's really talking about encouraging our kids to set big goals and to visualize, use visualization tactics, which I highly recommend daily. Teach persistence. So we have to explain to our kids that failure isn't final, okay? It's just actually part of the learning process. And I encourage failure. I do it in my classroom, I do it with my kids, and I try to make sure that they understand that you're going to fail. Who cares? What's the big deal? Let's get over that. Let's stop worrying about failures and harping on failures. We use them as stepping stools. It's a good thing. If you failed, that means that you did something wrong. And this is your opportunity to course correct. Failure is a good thing. Unfortunately, what's taught in school is that failure is a bad thing and it kind of shuts kids down. Do not let them shut down. Inspire them to be failures. Failure is a good thing. When we fail or misstep, we can even change the terminology if that helps. Misstep, make a mistake, use it as a positive thing, because this is one method that I try to teach or instill in others, is that when you make a mistake, this is an opportunity to understand what you did wrong so that you can change and become better. If you hit a wall, that is a good thing. You know that that's not the right way. Turn around, go the other way. It's as simple as that. If you're on a path, if you're hiking, you're walking, let's say you're hiking through the forest, you come to a rock wall, you got to walk around it. You come to a stream, you got to find a way around it. It's totally fine, normal, and acceptable. Doesn't mean you stop. You don't sit at the stream and wait to die. You get over or around that stream somehow. Same thing in life. Same thing when setting goals. Inspire your kids to set big goals. Let them know that they're going to fail along the way, and that applaud that and cheer them on as they fail, make mistakes, and overcome them. That is crucial. You can, I have not done this, but have been dreaming about doing this forever, starting a family vision board. So I've done vision boards for myself, but a family vision board where you guys can talk about big, lofty goals together and share pictures and quotes together, represent dreams and things that we all want to do together. This would be something very powerful for a family. If you've ever read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, he talks a lot about this. We're working with your family to have goals, set goals together. I think that is incredible. You want to have weekly conversations about their dreams, check in on them. What do you want to achieve? What do you think you can be? I was told as a kid, you could be whatever you want. So I said, all right, I want to be a bird. I didn't truly understand it. And then my parents were like, why don't you want to be a fireman? I said, you said I could be whatever I want, and I want to fly. What they could have said was, hey, since you want to fly and you want to have the ability to actually fly, why don't you be a pilot? Or why don't you create something, be an inventor, an entrepreneur that lets people fly? I see these things now where people are like gliding down mountains. Have you guys seen this? It's incredible. But had I known about this earlier, I would have taken a step forward towards that likely. It's like one of those extreme sports. I think Red Bull sponsors them. People have like wings. You literally put this winged suit on and you just fly. It's really incredible. Anyway, the point is that people can be whatever they want, and help them, encourage them to be whatever they want, and have those conversations. Who cares if the conversations fall flat the first time? When we teach something or we try to instill something in our kids, it's not a one-time thing. You can't say, hey, make your bed today, and then expect your kid to make the bed every single day thereafter. No, it's something that you have to repeat over and over. Same thing with dreams, same thing with the rich mindset. We have to beat this in and instill this into our kids over and over. Okay. The power of belief. So I am a huge fan of Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you don't read his books or know any of his work, please find out about him. He's incredible. Through what he teaches, we can teach our kids that thoughts and emotions create our reality. A very simple example of this, we can replace I can't with how can I do something. If we are telling ourselves I can't do something, that is an actual block. It blocks us from pursuing something. So rather than saying I can't, say how can I, or what would I have to do, or even better, what would I have to believe to be true in order for me to accomplish this? And this is a huge, huge shift in thinking that we can instill in our kids at whatever age, because they're going to say, I can't do it. I can't do it. No, teach them over and over to say, how can I do this? And another major teaching point of Dr. Joe Dispenza is practicing gratitude. So, gratitude is the highest form, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I truly feel it, the highest form of creation. When we feel gratitude, we are grateful for something in the future, essentially. And when we feel that feeling of gratitude, we're grateful for something, makes us feel good, right? So, what we do with that feeling is we couple this with visualization. So imagine that you wanted to be a millionaire. Let's get a specific visualization here. I am now a millionaire. I have millions of dollars. I am on the beach in this country with my family. You're going to visualize that, and you're going to feel the feeling of gratitude and being grateful for that feeling. I'm so grateful. Here's an example. I'm on the beach with my family. I feel so grateful. I feel grateful for the sun. I feel so good that the sun is warming us up. We're on a beautiful beach together. We're all laughing and having fun. You create this future story and it becomes a reality. Okay. So I'm not the expert here. However, I practice his meditations and his techniques all the time. Dr. Joe Dispenza. I also teach it to my daughter. You should be doing the same with your kids. It is an incredible exercise, similar to the law of attraction, but much more powerful in my mind. Okay. All right. So the next section of this podcast is crucial: financial literacy. All right. So this is going to be the basics of money. And I rely heavily on Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to help my daughter understand this concept. It is crucial. Kids need to understand money as a tool for growth and freedom, not just something to spend. So, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we have to teach the difference to our kids between assets and liabilities. An asset makes you money, a liability costs money. So, we want to teach our kids to invest in and purchase things that will make them money, assets over liabilities. So Robert Kiyosaki goes, if you're not familiar with the book, he goes into the fact that a home is a liability. Why? Because we pay for it. But I'm not saying don't buy a home. Okay. I own a home and I think it's very important and it's a luxury, but it is a liability because I have to pay for it. It doesn't give me money. It doesn't provide money for me. So we want to teach that assets are things that our kids need to be searching out for. So here's what I'm doing currently with my daughter. Whenever she gets money, whether it be for a birthday present or a holiday present or whatever, I talk about what to do with that money. She says, oh, I can buy this toy, this video game or whatever. And I say, yes, you can. Now the money is gone. You can buy a slice of pizza. Now the money is gone. Instead of buying those things, why don't we find something that we can earn money on with that amount of money? Let's call it $100. Let's find something that we can use that $100 for that would pay us more money, and then use the money that we make from that to buy those things that you want to buy, whether it be pizza or a video game or whatever. For example, we then discuss things like purchasing things like vending machines. Okay, so right now we're saving up to buy a vending machine. I feel that is a great investment opportunity for my daughter and my other kids. What they can do is they can save their money, pull their money, buy a vending machine that is interesting to them. Let's say they were to buy something like a video game or a vending machine that they could put in a local store. Just talk to somebody that owns a store near you Have them place it in there. Maybe it's $500 that they buy it for, or $1,000 that they buy it for used. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace. You want something that's going to be minimal maintenance, but something that they can go there and check and see how much they're earning on their investment. I think that is an incredible way to teach them about assets. They want to buy things, businesses, real estate, things that are going to make them money. Maybe a photo booth. They can buy a photo booth. You should have this conversation with them about where's the best place a photo booth would go. Where's the best place for a Pac-Man game or old video games? Where's the best place for food, snacks, drinks, or other supplies that people might need? Where can we put a machine like that that will earn us money? So we are now business owners. We're now entrepreneurs. That is one of the things that I talk about with my kids. I think you should do the same as well. So let's continue. Now, you can also do things like a lemonade stand, which I have prepared for my daughter for this coming summer. We have an actual little squeeze machine that she's going to hand squeeze the lemons like I used to do when I was a kid, sell them for a bit more, offer other little mini products, and we're going to have organic sugar involved and fresh water and all that stuff. So we're going to do little lemonade stands and talk about what to do with the money when they earn money. We're going to talk about overhead and what cost goes to buying more lemons and things like that. And then what the real profit is after the day is over. For example, if they made $100, but they have to spend $30 tomorrow on new supplies, that's something that we're going to talk about. Okay. You could also open up a savings account or investment account for your child, have them pick certain stocks or interesting things for them. If they're into video games, I'm sure there are some video game stocks and things like that. Play games like Monopoly or Cash Flow for Kids as a family. Those are really good things that you can do with your kids to get them financially literate. And then when you're shopping, things like that, talk about why would we spend our money on this? And talk about the fact that it's not wasting money. Kids tend to say, oh, you're wasting money on this. No, we're spending our money and we're choosing to spend our money on certain things. We need food, clothing, and shelter. Okay. We also like to have a good lifestyle. How can we live that lifestyle? Okay. Let's say my daughter wants to buy a new bike. How are we going to get there? Ideally, we would have our vending machine business or our lemonade stand have enough money to either purchase the bike outright or give us a good amount of money towards that bike, right? So this is what we want to teach. But here's what I like to do with the money that my daughter gets, whether it be allowance, and I've only done a little bit of allowance, and I'm going to talk about that in a second of why I don't totally believe in allowance, but a little bit of allowance and then whatever money they get for holidays and things like that. So I split it up: savings, spending, investing, tithing. Okay. So quarter, pretty easy. Save a quarter of it, spend a quarter of it, invest a quarter of it, and tithing, give to charity a quarter of it. It could be even less. You could do your own calculation, but a quarter. 4 quarters is really easy to do and very important. So let's say they got $100, easy. $25 to this, $25 to that, etc. Split them up into buckets. Now, why I don't totally believe in allowance is because we are a household, we are a family, and we should all be contributing and not getting paid for it. It's just something that we all have to do. We have to contribute to certain things. However, if they go above and beyond and they're doing certain challenging tasks that are not necessarily necessary for home life, then yeah, I would pay for that. Okay, segment 3, entrepreneurship. Let's talk a little bit about that. So we spoke about creating lemonade stands and things like that, small businesses, getting a vending machine, etc. Here's another example. My daughter will sell and my kids will sell bracelets in front of the house, and they make the bracelets out of those little rubber bands, and they do a great job and they make a good amount of money. Now, also dog walking. My daughter started a little business called Surfing Service Dogs, where she was going to train dogs to be service dogs. And I said, well, you're not qualified to do that. You can't, the dogs are not going to leave here with some sort of qualification as a service dog. So why don't you just start with walking dogs? So I had her walk our dog, and she's putting the cart before the horse saying, okay, I walk the dog. Now I need all these harnesses to walk other dogs. And I said, you don't. We have one harness or one leash. That's plenty. You can start with one. So she started walking our dog. She got some money from it. And I said, and I had the conversation, well, what are you going to do with that money? She made $10 or whatever it was. She said, I don't know. So we had to talk through it. I said, what if you bought treats with that money, which would make your dog's experience a little bit better? So we want to have the dogs be happy so that the people want my daughter to continue walk their dog. So what do? We give them treats. We have them excited to see my daughter when she goes to walk them, etc. These are simple conversations that we should be having with our kids. You want to also talk about building a network. So who you associate with is crucial. So have them Partner up with other kids that are also on the same journey as them towards entrepreneurship or business or expanding and becoming a rich person, right? We want to associate with those people. You are the 5 people that you associate with. So we want to have our kids associate with them too. Have them build the right relationships, have them work with friends and like-minded friends or families that have kids of like-minded that are looking to do the same thing that our kids are doing. We can introduce them to mentors in the community. Sometimes they don't listen to their parents, and that's understandable as well. But if there are people that they can relate to in the community that are doing very well and we want them to aspire to be, we should have them meet with them. Let's jump on to segment 4 now, habits for success. In the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, he teaches us to be proactive, teach kids to take responsibility for your actions, begin with the end in mind, encourage them to plan their days with their goals in mind. So when we're talking about, hey, what are we going to do today? We talk about what makes us feel good and how we want to feel at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we look back and we're like, what did we do today that made us feel great and made us move more towards our goals? If we did nothing, then we don't feel great. So things like setting up time to play or hang out with our closest friends that make us feel good, that are on the same track as us, making sure we exercise, making sure we eat right, making sure we sleep right, making sure we say nice things and feel good and hug and show love to those around us. And we think of things and we inspire each other. So by the end of the day, end in mind, if we have done those things, we are going to feel good. That's a very powerful tool to talk about with your kids. Sharpen the saw. This is one of my favorites, obviously, because I am the small axe and I highly believe in sharpening that small axe. And all you need is a small axe to build an empire. Same concept here. Stephen Covey talks about sharpening the saw. Emphasize the importance of learning and self-care every single day. We always have to be getting better. It doesn't mean that it's over stressful or over complicated. We just have to be moving forward, moving the needle forward. If we know that sitting down playing video games all day, every day is not healthy for us, we avoid that. We do alternative things that also make us feel good, but move the needle towards where we want to be and where our goals align us for. We should have family planning sessions every Sunday to help plan a week of school, hobbies, learning, etc. So talk to them. What do you think would be fun this week? Oh, you want to hang out with this person? That's a great idea. Oh, you want to improve your lacrosse skills? Great idea. Let's work on this. So in order to do that, if we're going to improve our lacrosse skills, I think we should have a training session on Tuesday and Thursday. But you're going to be really tired. Set it straight for them. You're going to be really tired because it's a long day for you. And you also have tutoring that day. And you also might have swim on Monday. So remember that this is what you're setting out to do and know that it's going to be challenging, but you can handle it and we're going to get through it. And this week's going to feel great. So then the next Sunday comes. How did you feel about last week? You feel really good about everything that you accomplished, right? And I know you could do it. I'm so happy that you did it all. Now let's plan for next week. I love that thought process. Let's jump on to segment 5, breaking limiting beliefs and family patterns. This is huge with me personally, and I want to share it with you. So we have to teach our kids that we don't have to be what history has been for our family. We can rewrite the story and achieve bigger and better things that our family has ever achieved. Discuss family money stories. Share stories about struggles and successes from your family history. Guys, this is important. I do this all the time. Encourage open conversations about money, success, and failure. A lot of us are terrified of talking about money. Why is it a closed topic? It should not be. It should be something that is openly discussed. It's not taboo to talk about money, success, and failure. I told my daughter about the failure that we have with the 60K loss. It's a great story. You should be doing the same with your kids. Help your kids identify and reframe limiting beliefs. So, for example, turn we can't afford that into how can we afford that? Like I said before, you're wasting money. No, we are spending money on things that align with our goals and values. Celebrate small wins with them. Show them the importance of progress, not just perfection. Again, mistakes are crucial. I love mistakes. Give me all the mistakes. It helps change my direction. If I didn't step into that stream going on a hike, I wouldn't have known that there was a stream there. Oops, big mistake. Now I get to figure out how to get over that stream. This is a good thing. All right, segment 6, leaving a legacy. We want to teach our kids to think beyond themselves and to contribute to their community and to future generations. So teach generosity. This is partly why people call it tithing or whatever. I call it you're saving a quarter of your money to invest or to donate to charities and things and people in your community that is important to you that you feel will help society and will help our community, because it is crucial for us to be good members of society, to build our society up rather than break it down. We have to understand that the world is a friendly place and it is here to serve us, and we are here to serve it. The world is a friendly place. I tell this to my daughter all the time. We should not live in fear. We want to donate a portion of our earnings. It's important. Volunteer. This year, I hope to bring my daughter to the soup kitchen. I've been talking about it for years. I haven't gotten to do it yet. She's now 9 years old. I think it is time to bring her to the soup kitchen to help out. And she does it in other ways too. She does a Surf for All foundation where she helps special needs people who are trying to surf. And I really love that she does that. And she gets such an amazing feeling of accomplishment and just gratitude and love. And she just feels so good about doing it. She is literally like one of the best employees that I have ever seen when working with people with special needs. She's so caring, so loving, so confident for them, so helpful, and just attuned to their needs. And I love seeing that. So very important. Teach long-term thinking as well to our kids. Help your kids understand that generational wealth, what it is, and how they can pave the way for future generations. So we want to discuss the impact with our kids of what they do today is going to affect us down the road. We can't think in terms of right now. We have to also think of 10, 15, 20, 100 years from now and what we're going to set up for those to come. So parents, the best gift that we can give our kids isn't money, it's the mindset, the tools and the habits to create abundance for themselves and others. So start today. This is the first of many podcasts that I will do to try to create a course and a mindset and a vision for our kids. I want to teach our kids how to be the best citizens, investors, become rich, become financially free. There is nothing wrong with being rich as long as we use money the right way. I truly believe that and truly feel that. And we want to create incredible societies. We want to break through every limiting belief that our kids may have or our ancestors may have had and create a legacy of success. Remember that it only takes a small axe to build a lasting empire, and let's raise that next generation of builders together. Love you. All right, and that's a wrap, Small Axe community. So I wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much for listening to the show. And if you liked it or got any value from it, it would really mean the world to me if you would share it with someone else and write a review. Remember, guys, keep sharpening those axes. Let's get out there. Let's crush it. Love you guys.